up, everybody? It's your boy Nautical. Welcome to a new video. We're going to talk about a video I just saw from Brooklyn Skill Tree, where it basically went over the 3 pillars of Microsoft when it comes to their in-house studios, which is Halo, Gears, and Forza. First thing I want to say is shout out to him for making that video. It's definitely a really good video, and I like what he had to say in it. And it got me thinking about my own thoughts on that whole discussion. And I actually been thinking about it for quite some time now. Microsoft definitely does need to, in so many ways, pass that torch along, because when I sit back and I think about what got me into the Xbox platform altogether, it was because of Halo. I was gonna buy that game for my PC. I actually went out and bought a Voodoo card just for that when it was initially coming to PC. And then when it came to the Microsoft platform exclusively, I jumped head in first. Haven't looked back since, really. After that, Sony platforms have kind of become my secondary platform when it comes to gaming. It's more of, when I buy a system, I always think of, what's the game I can't be without? What game would I actually miss if it wasn't on a particular platform? And Halo was always that for me. I couldn't see myself not buying a Microsoft platform knowing there was a Halo game coming out. That is the reason why I stay with Microsoft so much. But over the course of the last few years, even going into the end of the 360 generation, that's changed a lot. Halo 4, it took me almost a calendar year after it came out to actually beat the game. I played halfway through it, then I don't know what made me not play it anymore, but then I just came across it in my feed, and I was like, let me go play this game, and I never beat it. And then I sat through and I finally beat the last 3 or 4 chapters, and I was done with it. And the same thing is happening with Halo 5 now. I had Halo 5 since it released digitally on the system, and I still have not beat it yet. And that is almost over a year since that game's been out. And I don't know if it's the fact that I play very few games now. I really love Destiny, and I play that majority of the time. When I sit back and I think about what is the real reason why I haven't beat the Halo game? Well, it's not that I don't like it. It's just the fact that I'm tired of the same thing. It hasn't evolved enough to be something different. In so many ways, I feel like Halo should have ended a long time ago, or at least if it didn't end, just end the story of the Master Chief. It should be something completely different, like a spin-off or something, but something that makes it completely different than what it was before. You know, the Halo, it lets you read the books and everything. It's so convoluted where the stories are, and I have read not all of them, but most of the novels and stuff, so I really know a lot about what's going on in the Halo universe. That being said, they definitely need to find a way to either bring more life into it and change it up a lot, or pass it on to something else. And then that brings me on to the next thing, and they kind of in so many ways, they did move on from Halo a little bit by bringing Gears in. Gears was something that they introduced in the 360, but that was going from a first-person shooter to a third-person shooter. Now, I'm not a huge Gears of War fan when it comes to the multiplayer. I do play it, I do like it. I really like the horde mode, but I played it most predominantly for the single player. And the single player in the first 3 were amazing. Some better than others. I think 2 was probably the best one for me in the single player aspect. Once you get invested, like in a franchise, you kind of want to see it to the end. And that's the main reason why I played Gears of War 3, because I wanted to see the end of the story. Then they brought out Judgment, and now we're on Gears of War 4, which I heard of enough. I haven't beat yet. You know, that's a problem when somebody that plays nothing but Microsoft games mostly, you know, when it comes to that, just buying on their system, that's a problem when you're not finishing those games, because it really means that it's not speaking to you as much as it normally did. Now, part of that could be because I'm getting older, and another part that could be is just the fact that I just don't have the time, which both are actually true. But it still doesn't stop you from wanting to finish something that you started. I am a firm believer in, when you're playing a game, if you're enjoying it, you'll want to see it to completion. Just like anything else, when you're dating somebody, even if you don't have time to spend with them, you're gonna make time to spend with them because it's something you want to do. That is like the big importance of this whole thing when it comes to finishing these games. Next, you have the Forza franchise, which I started in original Xbox, and it really wasn't because of the driving. I started it because I was doing the custom paint jobs and color schemes and everything on cars, and it was really fun just doing that part. I mean, in the original Forza, that was like its own game when it came to being in customizing cars, just seeing the other artwork that other people did in the game. It was a game within a game back then. Not so much in the newer games. Forza Horizon 2 and 3 definitely knocked it out of the park. And just like BG said, I really do enjoy the spin-off version more than the mainline series, because I like open world racing where the regular version is just track-based racing, which it has its own benefits and stuff, but for me, I prefer Forza Horizon's 3 way of going about the game. I do really appreciate Microsoft like kind of staying loyal to those franchises overall, but they need to adapt them. It can't be the same thing over and over and over again. And now with Scalebound being canceled, that just takes another game out of Microsoft's portfolio that they could use to diversify their actual portfolio of games. And it sucks. It really does suck, especially as a Microsoft supporter when it comes to playing these games and playing them on their platform. You know, at this rate, why have an Xbox? You know, if you're tired of the games that they make first party, why have one? They're coming to PC for the most part anyways. You really don't need the Xbox to do it. Honestly, the games that I play mostly are third party, so they're on both systems, and 90% of the time they're better on the PlayStation platform. So, and I have it on there, and the only reason, like I said, I can stay on Xbox is because that's where I like to play my games with my friends. But that doesn't mean to say that Microsoft can't just, you know, mess up completely and I just completely jump ship and go back to PlayStation full time. But guys, that's my thoughts on it. And like I said, I want to say thanks to Brooke and Skeevy for actually breaking that down, because that was a really good insight on what he was thinking, because it's basically what a lot of us has been thinking in the Xbox community, but haven't been, I guess, man enough to say it for some people. You know, me personally, I like Xbox. I like playing on the Xbox platform, but if Xbox was to end today, it would be a little sad, because I love the games that they made. It is more of the games they made and not the games they're making. That's the biggest thing you need to take from this. I would hate to lose that portfolio of games that I grew up with, you know, just like Nintendo has a soft spot in a lot of people's hearts. I have that for Microsoft because I really enjoyed their games, and those 3 games really were a really good 1-2-3 punch when it comes to getting them in the door as fast as they did. I mean, some people don't realize that the Xbox platform's only been out for it just turned what, 15 years, you know, over the course of the last 3-4 months. And when you think about that, that's a really good achievement. But then when you also think about it,